Welcome everybody to the beginning of a new era here in WCW 2006 as we're now in TEW9. Before we get rolling with the actual shows, a couple of quick notes. What you'll see included in the description for this video today is two links. One will be to the data for TW 2020 for the series. I've done some edits to it, some changes, but like nothing too major, honestly. So like if there's stuff wrong or stuff seems weird, go and edit yourself. However, I have done extensive entirely way too extensive edits to add some attributes and stuff and make edits to people here in the new data. I made some changes to the companies to make sure like they do okay in TW9. I've changed some contracts, for instance, so that Impact doesn't get like rated. I've given them some written contracts. So basically, like if they signed in the last year, I've given them like a year contract or so. Just so like all their top guys don't get rated by WWE. Also, like made some other changes. As far as attributes go, like I've done my best to add like the correct attributes to what I think for people. For younger wrestlers, obviously, like they get a little more wiggle room as far as like their personality and such. So I'm going with that role. But like I've added like a lot of just for example, for some people here in beautiful WCW. Let's see here for like Lance Storm, I added the straight edge and quiet attributes, and faithful and desireless. For truth, I've added the wrestling in the blood, the very creative, the fitness factor, and he's good at comedy matches. For stuff like add for future road agents, fitness fanatics, outside interests. For people who are okay with sex appeal angles, added that. Added some steroid stuff to people. And for like people who like are missing stuff, for instance, a big thing is, for instance, your friend of mine, the currently about to retire Hiroshi Tanahashi, is of course a young guy in this mod, but I've added a whole bunch of stuff: Big Match Specialist, Desperado, Driven, Mr. Finale, Prodigy. I think that was already in there. Wrestling in the Blood, and I've tried to do the same thing with like I haven't done overdone things, but like there's a lot of people wrestling longer because of just who they are, and also added like some additional stuff as far as stuff like and to some younger people as well. Um, and also obviously made some other changes like just for canon. Add some new stables to New Japan and All Japan. Um, all that fun stuff. Changed the name of some titles that didn't seem right. Added some title histories. And as far as like weights, what I did was basically I went through and changed people's weights who seemed like incredibly off. I think it only ended up being like half a dozen people in like the major feds. Obviously, I'm sure there's some people out in the indies who seem incredibly off. But honestly, I'll do that as I come to it. Like if I see somebody's really silly, becoming junior, cruiserweight champion, junior heavyweight champion somewhere, or if I just notice, oh, hey, this guy's 350 pounds when I know he's like 270, or vice versa, I'll go ahead and edit that. But like most of this stuff is like, it may not be perfect, but it's close enough. For example, if you look at our roster, like, Cassidy might be a little, heavier. AJ Styles, same thing. Maybe he's really 203. Goldberg might be like 286 in reality, but also I think ironically these are closer to like shoot weights. Like I did have to edit Kenny Anderson's weight to 240. Also, oh shit. Okay, see, this is why you forget. Okay, so for Kenny Anderson, I'll have to go in and edit the stuff again before I actually do the official download. Is I went in and I fixed the missing pictures for like the people in like big companies for people like Ken Anderson stuff, because he has an actual picture. Like if you search for him in the like actual like regular search, like if you search Ken Anderson, that's Carl Anderson. Unfortunately, because of the contract was added when he didn't have a picture, it still's like that. So I'll just have to, but what happened was I did edit that stuff for the major companies, but then I did some other edits, and over those edits, I mean nothing too major, but anyway. Do go to WCW. Here we are. Um, you know, our Roddy Piper. What I did with Piper is I gave him a book reputation of 90, as he is in this series the guy who helped WCW rise out of almost nothingness to become a competitor to WWE again. But booking, so I put a 70 just to make things tougher for me. And now the booking team. So the booking team is Raven, who is somebody Piper was friendly with in real life, and is Raven. Dusty Rhodes, who basically is like a major WCW guy, and Heyman because he's Heyman. Guys like Johnny Ace, like for example, here, if you look at the possibilities, like Terry Taylor only has 8 booking skill, which it would be funny to put him on here, but he's really not. Same thing with Johnny Ace. Um, you know, like Bischoff is the boss. I'm doing canon, so as long as business is fine, he doesn't care about like the things. And Bully Ray, isn't that guy yet. Um, for our inner circle, we have Eddie, Ray, and Dean as locker room leaders. Kurt Angle is our enforcer. Jim Ross as our head of talent relations. Patrick is our senior referee. Dusty is senior road agent. Sting is head men's trainer, and Trisha Skye is head women's trainer. Let's see here. Storylines are all the same as they were before, so nothing fancy as far as that goes. Broadcasting, I did do some edits to add us have coverage in New Zealand. I also changed our contracts, because the game is sort of wacky as far as what they want you to keep. So I put us back on TNT for Revolution. We're still on TBS for Nitro. I also made some edits so that Raw was on Paramount Network and Impact is on USA Network on a late night thing. Let's see here. Teams titles, that's all stuff is not needed. Of course, commentary teams are the same. Ross, Laurer, and Tenay on Nitro. Figueroa, Savage, and Cervani on Revolution. Let's see here. Merch. I will be doing that immediately. Production the same, size is the same, nothing else really shows relationships. Now, owner goals is interesting because it's not really anything I care about. Okay, we can't fall into debt. We have $380 million. So, Truth needs to be kept popular, which I was planning to do. And Goldberg needs to be kept popular. Again, things I was planning to do. And then you can hire a wrestling that's a powerhouse, which sort of sucks for a couple people, but nothing too terrible. And also, you can't have a high wrestler who's an MMA crossover. So no Ken Shamrock Ron. Hold on. This might be something where I might have to, let me see your style. Okay, so it's Bully Ray. Let me see who's the contract. Okay. So he's done in about a year, but also, his run might be done in a year. Jindrak, who's done in 2 years, and also Tomko, but again, Tomko is somebody who might not be having a super long run anyway. And when does that owner goal run out? It runs out, a little over a year. So, we'll just have to see about that. But anyway, I just want to do an overview before we go off to Nitro, which I'll go over here in a minute. But yeah, that's it for the moment. Okay, and I wanted to give an example of setup for the first show, so nobody gets a night off. For our location, we're in the Midwest, so we are selecting, let's see here, 12,000, which again is more realistic, no more obvious sellouts for us, unfortunately. But let's just see what we're looking at as far as 113. Okay, so yeah, we'll say we're in Boulder. I just like doing specific locations as far as actual booking, as far as that goes. Booking team meeting. Okay, so we have a total of 114. So what we'll do here is we will do a creative finish. And we will do an angle idea. Oh, okay. Alex Wright angle idea. Great. So there we go. That's our creative energy. Locker room incidents. Honestly, sure. You can hang out. Fallen Angel had a creative finish. Okay, great. Trisha ran training dual drills on Mayhem, Tracy, Morgan, and ODP. Sting ran basic and safety on Gordy, Graves, Tomko, Chance, Lashley, Sydal, and Creed. Sting passing microphone work protege. Terry Tatlin right in the mood backstage. Sure, if you say so. And that's it. Just a locker room. Let's just do some team bonding to see if there's anything we need to avoid. Okay. Ooh, tensions between Alex Wright and The Truth is stuff I was not aware of. But okay, not the end of the world. Okay, so I'm going to book this show, and I'll be back with the first Nitro in TW9 in just a moment. And welcome everybody officially to the first Nitro live from Boulder, Colorado at the Core Event Center in front of 11,000 people and change as we start the show with the music of Monty Brown as he comes down to the ring and he says, I'm here on Nitro to do one thing and show everybody the dominance of the Alpha Ascendancy. See, I am the dominant force in WCW. There's no one here, even Goldberg, who can stand toe-to-toe with me. Nobody. So tonight, I'm ready to show everyone exactly why this company belongs to the alpha male, why this is my Serengeti. And when I leave this ring tonight, you will see why at Fall Brawl, Goldberg has no chance, because this is my ring now, this is my company now, and he is the past, and I am the present and the future of this business. And you don't need to bow down to your new leader. Cue Bully Ray's music, who gets a mix pop because A, he's an opening heel, but also he's a giant a-hole. He says, "Let me make something real clear here, Monty. Nitro ain't your playground. Nitro belongs to me. I've been here longer than you, I busted my ass harder than you, and I'm damn sure not going to sit back and let you take it all off and earn it. You gotta learn just like everybody else. The respect isn't given, it's earned, and you haven't given me the right damn respect. And tonight, if you want to get in a ring with anybody, why don't you get in a ring with me? I'll show you that I should be man with that belt if WCW wasn't scared of giving me the chance." Monty stares down, and, it looks like there's about to be a brawl, with which crowd props for, because, hey, it's still two heels fighting. But then the Truth comes out to a big pop. He says, hold up. Now I gotta say this, and listen good. I'm here both of you run your mouths for the last few minutes. You know what I'm tired of? I'm here of two Gredmen arguing about who's the baddest, and you've settled in the ring yet. Now, I don't care about either of you getting all those accolades and talk about how dumb you are. I'm the one who can fight both of you. Big pop for that. No matter if you're alpha male or if you're a big-time a-hole like Bully Ray. What matters is I'm tired of sitting on the sidelines. So what I said, you two can argue you want tonight. We sit on the ring. You want to prove the real dominant forces? You want some respect? Let's prove the test. I'll fight either of you right here tonight in that damn ring. So come on, one of you pick your poison. And it looks right when it looks about somebody's about to respond. Da 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 da. Hugh Goldberg's coming out and he says, "Hold on a second, Truth. You know you're right. You got the right idea. The only problem is that neither of these fools is worth your time. If anyone's going to put their money where their mouth is, it's going to be me. See, I've been distracted lately dealing with the likes of Alex Wright, and I'm getting started out Eddie Guerrero, and you Bully. Now, I've had enough time to get my head straight for one thing, right? Everybody, I'm still the man. Tonight you got a choice. Monty, Bully, you want to test yourself? Let's do it. I'm ready, and I'm stepping up." And then, Bully Ray, says, "How about this? I'm fine teaming with the alpha male. And Goldberg, you can team up with your little dancing buddy there. And tonight we'll show that at Goldberg at Fall Brawl, you have no chance against the alpha male. And Bully, in truth, you better just stay out of my way and learn some damn respect." And the match is agreed to. This gets an 89. The first part, Monty's in-ring gets an 86. Bully Ray gets an 85. Truth coming out gets an 81. Goldberg coming out gets an 86. And the tag match being agreed to gets an 82. This ran 12 minutes, which is long, but is, good. Monty Brown informed a little bit. Bully Ray struggling going off script. But Bully Ray had catchphrase. Show got the crowd hotter. Show off to a strong start. And the Truth is getting better as a gimmick. So 89 overall is really good. And then we have our triple threat match, which was supposed to be for the next Cruiserweight title shot. And for those who don't remember, what basically was set up was that, Cassie O'Reilly, Evander Mysti getting involved in stuff. So Eric Bischoff made a triple threat between these three men, with Mysti as a special referee. I didn't want to get bomb my first match, and I just want to test Mysti as ref, so she's there at ringside. But basically what happens is, everybody hits their move, Rave, Chance, and Creed looks impressive. But eventually, Mysti, as a referee, calls off the match, saying none of these men have shown they deserve a shot at the Cruiserweight Championship, so they're all losers. Now, how this works in actual wrestling, but we put a creative finish on this, and it worked. So, actually pretty decent thing. A wrestling rating of 60, crowd rating of 41, a segment rating overall of 74. Creed gets a 58, Rave gets a 62, Chance gets a 61. Good stuff. And then post-match, we have Mysti and O'Reilly going up to the ramp, basically, secure. They screwed over, any of their possible opponents. As Cassie is at the top of the ramp, basically with his title, laughing and, about all of this. And, as Mysti says to him, nobody gets to touch that gold. We got all wrapped up. No one stands a chance. When Eric Bischoff needs a kiss, and he comes out and he says, hold up. Now, I gotta admit, Mysti, I'm impressed. You've been able to manipulate your way through this match, haven't you? I mean, you managed to help Cassie help cheat all his possible opponents and prevent any real victory from taking place. But, as much as I enjoy a good show of creative manipulation, there's one thing I do not like, and that's getting in the way of my business. And that's what you just did. You see, I don't mind when the odds are stacked against someone. I don't mind when there's a little extra flair added to the match. But Mysti, I need to have a Cruiserweight title match for the pay-per-view, and you just screw that up. So your client, Cassidy, is going to pay the price. So, Cassidy, you think you can walk around here, flaunt your title, and be the king of the Cruiserweight division without any real challenge? Well, I'm here to tell you that time is up. At Fall Brawl, you're going to have a real test. Because at Fall Brawl, you won't just be facing Xavier Creed. You won't be just facing Jimmy Rave. You won't just be facing Maverick Chance. You'll be facing all four of them in a four-way elimination match. So there's going to be no champion's advantage, no chance of you just slipping and getting a quick hit pinfall one of these men. You have to survive all three of three men who absolutely despise you and want to tear you apart to walk out with the Cruiserweight title. And if you can handle that, well then, I'll be impressed. So there you go. Four-way match set up for the pay-per-view. So O'Reilly and Mysti celebrating gets a 57. Bischoff announcing the pay-per-view gets a 60. So let's just actually set up those. I'm sure I actually set them up before, but not the end of the world. So first off, it's like officially announced. I think it's just Bill Goldberg and Monty Brown. Pre-book that. World title. And also we have the tag titles officially booked. So that's Sean O'Haire, Mark Jindrak, James Storm, Chris Harris. There we go. Titles, World Tag. There we go. And last but not least, Maverick Chance. The ironic thing is I had this booked before I knew there was going to be a new TEW game, So, but I don't get a chance to test out the elimination things with the new game. What is it? Jimmy Rave and Xavier Creed. This is for the Cruiserweight Championship. There we go. For the other matches, I'll double check at the end of the show. So, we move on. And we're backstage where James Storm is with Jeremy Borash. Let's see here. Okay, Borash and Storm are both stale. Okay, so some quick notes. Borash is stale. Storm is stale. So that probably hurt things. Anyway, Borash is with James Storm backstage, and basically asks them about facing Sean O'Haire, former world champion tonight. And Storm's like, Borash, I'll tell you something. Yeah, O'Haire, he's a former world champion. He's done a lot in this business. I won't deny that. But here's the thing. I've done just as much in my own way. See, I'm all these people tired, acting like the only thing that matters is at the top of the card. I've been around here. I've proven myself. I've been World Tag Team Champion, one of the best in this company for years. And now tonight, after I beat O'Haire, I'm sure everybody knows that we're here to stay. America's Most Wanted has one goal, and that's at Fall Brawl to become 5-time World Tag Team Champions and show the Thrillers that they may dominate Revolution. They may try to run things over here in Nitro, but we've been the best for a long damn time, and tonight we'll prove it once again. And Sean, sorry about your damn luck. A decent promo, unfortunately hurt by the bad rolls and for the staleness, but still 58 isn't terrible. Oof. Okay. Penny Grabe. Okay, so this is something where I might have to change things up. Anyway, we're backstage where Penny Grabe, of course, the traditionalist 50s leader of Captivation, is standing with Lexi James and Desiree Dawkins. And, she says, I don't like to make excuses because I'm not one of those modern women who thinks everybody should be handing me. But last week, I'll admit, Gail Kim got lucky. Lexi didn't know who she was facing, but that's not going to be the case. Gail Kim, you're the fleer of the week. You're the normal woman on Nitro, but you've got a reality check coming. You see, tonight, Captivation is going to show why we're in control of this division. This is our show, and we run this women's division. And after tonight, after you win, Bischoff will have no choice to give you another title shot. When I beat her tonight, I'll prove I'm the true queen of this division, and no one can stop Captivation's reign over the women's division. So Gail, you can talk about being the HBIC in charge, or whatever you want to say, but we're Captivation, and this is our women's division. And then cue ODB coming in with, of course, a little bit of drinky drink with her and says, "Come like ladies get all the attention tonight, huh? Don't think I hear you talking about me. Yeah, I'm here to make sure you don't have an easy night. You see, remember, Penny, you're not facing Gail tonight. You're facing me, and I got my eyes on you too, Penny. You talk too much. And when I'm done with you and Gail Kim, maybe you'll learn to keep your mouth shut. Tonight's just about you and your little wannabe stable. It's about me showing exactly who the real force in the division is. So good luck, Penny, but you got another thing coming, because I'm coming for you tonight. Not the best promo, unfortunately. Captivation Backstage gets a 49. Part 2 with ODB gets a 44. Unfortunately, I might have to rebuild things a bit based on how the new game run things. Yeah, let me see here. What rolled? Poor improvising. Okay, so should have scripted it. Oh well. Yeah, I had to script things a little more. On the old game, I didn't script basically anything, but you know, it is what it is. We had Matt Sydal versus Titus Tomko in 7 minutes, and in 7 minutes they showed no psych, which honestly, fair. So back and forth match, but Titus Tomko misses a big boot. Sydal is able to hit him into corner, hit a quick tornado DDT, go up top, hit a big 450, roll over Titus, and get the pinfall victory in what could be a bit of an upset, but also remember, Sydal is a former Cruiserweight and US champion, tag team champion. And honestly, what has Titus done? He's been bodyguard. But, not the best advertisement for Tomko Prediction, but a big one here for Matt Sydal tonight, as wrestling rating of 70, crowd rating of 65, and overall rating of 70. Sydal gets a 73, Tomko gets a 66. And then post-match, Sydal takes the mic, and he says, I've been a tag team champion, I've been Cruiserweight champion, but something's missing. I'm working my ass off in this company, and I've earned my spot. But now it's time for me to step up and take the next step. There's one title that I want now, and that's the United States Championship. You see, I faced the best and been part of some of the best matches in WCW recently, alongside Rey in tag matches. But it's time for me to prove I'm just not a Cruiserweight or tag team guy. I'm here to take on the big boys. So right here, right now, I'm issuing a challenge to Shelton Benjamin. I want a shot at your United States Championship. Let's do this. Big pop for that, and then Shelton music hits, and he comes down to the ring. So back, you want to step up? Tag champ, Cruiserweight champ, the guy's been in the spotlight for a while now. You want to shot at this? I've beaten lots of top guys on this roster. I've proven time and again that I'm the US champion for a reason. Because I'm a fighting champion, and I'm the best pure wrestler in WCW. But I like a good challenge, and you, Sydal, you've got some guts calling me out like this. You know what? I'll give you a match at Fall Brawl. Big pop for that. And remember one thing, Matt. You might be hungry, but I'm the best in this company, and you got a hell of a fight ahead of you. Big pop for that. 62 overall. Sydal's in the ring gets a 55. Shelton gets a 67. Not terrible. Not great either, but still. Then we're backstage where Stacy Keibler is backstage, and she's converted by Ric Flair, as he basically says, the Nature Boy says, your boys got lucky last week, and what I want is to give my boys a chance to show that they're the most dominant rising young force in this company today. So what do you say, little lady? You bring your big boy Kenzo, your new big guy, your big tough roughing guy, but I'll bring Blaster Lashley, former All-American, military man, and he can kick your guy from one side of the ring to the other. So he's like, I should say no, because it's against our long-term plans to do this. But I'm tired of you, Rick. I'm tired of you walking around thinking you're special because of what you did years ago. You see, this is a new era now, and women like me have the power. So next week, Kenzo will tear apart your project, and maybe, just maybe, you'll learn this is an Chaos division now. 75, not bad. I think it probably capped, it was 3 minutes, so there we go. And then we have our triple threat match as Gail Kim takes on Penny Grabe and ODB, and fun stuff, back and forth match, a little under 9 minutes. ODB's on the outside, Gail Kim hits the defeat and picks up the victory here. Also rating of 66, crowd rating of 61, overall rating of 78. Math is mathin'. Gail Kim gets a rating of 76, Penny Grabe gets a 66, ODB gets a 55, and post-match, Kim celebrates and makes pulse motions, which gets a 75 as well. Then we're backstage with The Chosen of Simply Johnny Vine and Tank Tolan. And, they're talking about Jeff Jarrett, and says, Jeff, Tank says, you want to talk about tradition, huh? You want to talk about how we should respect the past? Well, you got to realize something. You don't get to tell us about tradition. You don't get to tell us a damn thing anymore. You don't need to lecture us. Chosen has earned our place in this business, and we're to create your own legacy without you getting in the way, Jeff. And then Divine Substance says, exactly. Tradition, that's just an excuse for an old, wash-up guy like you, Jeff, to try to cling to your glory days. What about us? We're making our own path, and that's why we turned on you. We don't need anybody else's validation anymore, especially not yours, Jeff. So you can talk all you want, but it doesn't change the fact that we're the future. And then comes says, last week you tried to make it all respect. Here's the thing. Respect isn't given. It's earned. So keep on sitting there in your high chair talking about respect. If you want to show us respect, get to this ring and face us and put your money where your mouth is. Oh, but guess what? You don't have any friends. You don't have any partners because you've turned on everybody, pissed off everybody, and you've been a big old a-hole for the past decade of this business. And now you want to talk about respect? Hell, you don't got any respect for anybody. So good luck finding any help. But hey, we'll kick your ass 2-on-1 because we're chosen. Again, not the best promo, but building things up as this gets a 58. And then, interesting. Not as good as I hoped. Let me see. Anything really bad here? Or is this just a... Okay, low heat. I mean, that's sort of the reason for bringing Sting in. Anyway, Sting's music hits to a big old pop as, he comes down to the ring alongside the Fallen Angel. And Sting, takes the mic and says, well. Looks like you're all ready to hear your little story. You see, this is just another night for me, and sure, a little night for the Fallen Angel. No, this is a night where we take a stand against what's been brewing for far, far too long. You see, this business, this place, it's always been about a constant struggle. For me, for the last few years, the struggle's been always about the forces of Deadpool, the Nest, and all of them. There's always been so many evil trying to tear down what we've worked for. Always some new obstacle to overcome. Rave, the man who thinks he controls everything, and his band of misfits. They come from me and many others. There's always been one thing they didn't understand. Redemption. That's always what I believed in. I've always been through my own battles, my own wars, my own sins. When I saw this man standing strong, refusing to bow down to the Raven's twisted ways, despite his own past sins, something clicked. I saw him refuse to kneel, refuse to be controlled. Whether I'm calling Morningstar, the fallen agent, or even what the fact remains, he's one of us. A man who is now fighting the darkness, no matter the odds. You see, he could have kneeled, he could have laid down for Raven back at Stargate, but instead he walked away. He stood his ground and refused to be broken, and whatever wars we've been through in the past, I can respect that. But you see, over the past months, I've been watching, quietly observing, and I saw Fallen Angel return into Raven's business, and when Raven's little cult started to get rattled, I couldn't help but smile, and if a bit of noise got in Raven's head, well, that's all the better. Then came Mayhem, when Raven tried to end Fallen Angel's career. He went too far, and that was the final straw. So the man with the big black bat had to come back. And here we are, Fallen Angel are standing here, not just to fight Raven, but to fight for something bigger, fight what's right for redemption and for the future of this company. To Fall Brawl, we don't care how many people you got on your side. You made a grave mistake. You think you control us, and you tear down everything we built. Well, I've got news for you, Raven. We're not afraid of you, and we're coming for you. You're going to hell whoever you want. You, all your backup, because the two of us, the Fallen Angel, are stronger than any number of misfits and weirdos you can assemble. And then Fallen Angel takes Mike and says, Raven, you've got a war on your hands. I'm not talking about your little minions. I'm talking about you too, Raven. You and everything you stand for. Come at us with everything you've got, but know this, it won't be enough. Fall Brawl will be the end of your reign. Because, you see, we might understand the power of numbers. You put your little cult, your little following. Tonight, I stand with Sting, a man who has fought his entire career for redemption, and together we're going to show you if even the most powerful army cannot fight two men who are fighting for what's right. So you think you can break me? You think you can break Sting? You haven't underestimated this? At Fall Brawl, the darkness of Deadpool of the Nest will be overcome by the light of redemption. And when you're seven ring, your reign of terror ends. And Sting comes in and says, so Raven, enjoy your last couple weeks of control, because the Battle of Redemption begins and ends at Fall Brawl, and you're going to feel the wrath of the men with the black bats. Big pop for that. 82, 89 for just Seek and Destroy hitting, 77 for the actual promo, as we saw, mostly because of some issues with momentum, but good stuff, and yeah, again, either you love this stuff or you hate this stuff, it is what it is. Regardless, then we're backstage, as basically we have Jamie Noble finds Matt Sydal backstage, upset at him being a brown noser, and saying it's BS, he just asked his good buddy Shelton for a title match and he gets it, when Jamie Noble is the best wrestler in this company, Shelton shows up and basically says, you lost to Mark most wanted, but hey, he's a fighting champion. So hey, Jamie, if you can beat Matt next week, the match at Fall will be a triple threat match. 69, Noble Kerman Soul gets a 60. Shelton showing up gets a 76. Good stuff. Sean O'Haire versus James Storm, who did not click, which is unfortunate, still gets a 77. Back and forth match, good heat and decent wrestling. James Storm, basically, Chris Harris, first Mark Jindrak comes out, then Chris Harris comes out. Chris Harris gets advantage on Mark Jindrak. That distracts Sean O'Haire, as he has Storm up for the Widowmaker. That allows Storm to turn it into a Cradle Crucifix and get the big shock pinfall win over a former world champion to a big pop here on Nitro. Wrestling rating of 66, crowd rating of 75, second rating of 77. O'Haire gets a 68, Storm gets a 68. Storm gets a 68. And yeah, post-match, AMW celebrate, and the Thrillers are pissed, as you bet. This gets a 68. And then the other big promo, as Eric Bischoff's music hits, and he comes down to the ring, and he says, all right, I know you all have been waiting for this, and I promise you something big tonight. I don't like to disappoint, so here's last week, I said I had a major announcement for the women's division, and trust me, what I've got for you tonight is going to shake things up. As you all know, the women's division is getting more and more competitive. We got new talent like Gail Kim. We got women like Trisha Skye, Lacey Dumas, and doing a lot of pushing the limits. We've got the Captivation, and we've got, of course, the women's world champion, Celine Cartier. Now, a little while ago, I made a trade with Terry Long, a tradeless win-win for the WCW women's division, and the part of the trade involved, when there was talent popular in this industry today, Gail Kim to Nitro. But what am I sending back? Well, nobody was told, but now it's time to announce that. So I'd like to bring out Lizzie, Trisha, and Joni as they come down to the ring. Now, after everything went down at Mayhem, these women have earned their place as one of the top talents on the roster, and the big question is what's next for them. Well, here's what will happen. At Fall Brawl, these three women, former world champions, at the top of this business, will compete in a triple threat match. The winner will be moved over to Revolution as the other part of the trade, but as compensation for moving over to Revolution, they will get the title shot at Halloween Havoc. That's right. At Fall Brawl, big old stakes. The winner will get a chance to go after the Women's Championship at Halloween Havoc, and it's all about making a statement. So, ladies, I suggest you bring your A game. As, Lizzie takes Mike at first and says, Bischoff, you're right. I've earned this. I put in the work. I've been top of my game for a while. And now that we're done with Captivation, I can focus on myself and becoming the Women's Championship here in World Championship Wrestling. Joni, Trisha, I've got a lot of respect for you. But at Fall Brawl, I'm reminding everybody why I innovated this business in the first place. And Trisha, fires back. Is that so? Let me remind you something. This is about who innovated. It's about who's the best in the ring. And week after week, month after month, match after match, I prove the sky's the limit here in WCW. And at Fall Brawl, I'm going to prove it once again. And Joni steps in and says, both of you forget something. I'm the evolution of this women's division. And yes, I've been gone a while, but I was dominant at Mayhem and at Fall Brawl. I'm going to show everybody why on my first night here, I earned a title shot against 19 other women, and I'll do it against both of you. And there we have the big stare down. And now that's what I like to see. The fire, the passion. You'll understand what's at stake here. At Fall Brawl, there's going to be no holding back, no excuses. But you've all got your work cut out for you, so I'll be watching closely. 76, good promo. Bischoff's in-ring gets a 76, too. The women coming out get a 68. Bischoff explaining back gets a 76, and the women react and face off gets a 68. Fun stuff, 76 overall. And then we have a Revolution recap focusing on Rey Jr. getting the big win over Chuck Colombo, which gets a 75. And then we have a big announcement. See, I still need to fix that. Weird. It's going to be Eddie Guerrero versus Ken Anderson next week live on Nitro. Which gets a 75. Then we have our main event, which gets a 91. Good stuff. Monty and Billy Ray showed excellent chemistry together. Wrestling rating of 87, crowd rating of 85, overall rating of 91. I mean, this is your very typical, US pro style main event tag match. back and forth. Eventually, Monty and Goldberg start fighting, and Cruz is able to hit Bully Ray with Truth's consequences and get the big win here on Nitro. Cruz gets an 80, Goldberg gets a 90, Bully Ray gets a 93, Monty Brown gets an 85, and overall, the show itself gets an 87. Yay, we earned money. We got more popular in Canada. Also, I improved my Canada thing. That's why I'm, earning population there. I'm not population, but popularity there. So we'll see how the first Raw of the WCW of the TEW IX era booked, which should be interesting. And then it'll be time for Revolution. Survey says. As this loads. All right, it's the first couple weeks, so first couple days. So it's going to be a long load. Fun times for everybody involved. Steve, you had some issues with women before, so don't do that, okay? Also, I guess Booker isn't around. Okay, sure. Bye-bye. Sort of expected that. Anyway, let's see here. Fallen Angel, you're not wrong. Let's see here, yeah. So we got a 1.42, which, not great. Raw, okay. Might have to adjust these ratings, or just like the size. Anyway, let's see here. We had a Randy Orton promo, an Edge promo, Orton defeating Carlito Cool, Edge defeating Joey Matthews, Manuel defeating Shaniqua, Chris Jericho promo, Juvie, DDP and Vampiro defeating Devon, Streets and Stables in an 80, Batista defeating Test in an 85. Oh shit, I forgot I have to put all the people I put on basically vacation, I think. Still on vacation, if I'm remembering right. Anyway, and then JBL Memorial defeated CM Punk and the Gladiator in the main event in a 95. Sure. Oh, also, I did a sort of I did the lottery off screen to move people over. That's why people like Gladiator and Regal are on Raw now, along with I guess True Slippers are champions and Devon Boy. So there we go. Anyway, sorry, we got an 87. They also got an 87, so interesting stuff. Also, 01 had a big show. Otani defeated Akabono, and other stuff people would care about, I guess. No Samoa Joe match, which is interesting. Oh no, he's in. I'm forgetting. He's in Noah. Thought there was somebody else here, but okay. Regardless, so yeah, I'll be back in just a moment, at least for you, with Revolution. And welcome everybody to Revolution, live from the University Arena at Albuquerque, New Mexico, in front of 11,000 people, or a little under 12,000 people. And we start with, of course, the announcers, the graphic for our main event tonight of Don Frye versus Dumas, Mesias, which of course was set up last week. Paul Heyman has brought in Don Frye as his mercenary since Brad Van Dam got injured at our last pay-per-view. So here we are. Last pay-per-view, or was it Bash at the Beach? I think it was Bash at the Beach, actually, yeah. Right, because that knocked out Van Dam because it wasn't part of the... Right, okay, yeah, totally, okay. Anyway, that gets 74, and then we go to the ring for our opening match. Oh, wait, and then we have a quick little angle as basically... We see basically a moment we see earlier this week as Natty Neidhart is found laid out holding her elbow by her partner Angel Fox. Natty's, basically laid out, holding her elbow, saying how it hurts. Teddy Long comes, in, saying, basically saying, he, they need to get checked out, and brings over the, various medical officials. As Tony Schiavone says in a voiceover, earlier this week, Natty Neidhart suffered a serious injury during a live event. Her elbow was shattered, and it's been confirmed she'll be out for several months while she recovers. We wish her the best in recovery, and we will see her back soon. That gets to 61. The storyline Animal Gamble was deployed and was a success. That gets to 61 as we move forward. And then we have our opening match, which gets a 77. Oof, okay. Matches are of better color. Okay, so let's see, 85, 87. Should have an 86. Was it just the bad color commentary? Let's see here. Oh, I forgot to throw a storyline on there. Okay, that one's on me. That one's on me. So probably still would have been like an 81, 82 with even the bad color commentary. Regardless, this is a pure banger. When Evans take on Helms and Kidman, back and forth 15 minutes. Eventually, London nails Helms with the London calling, and a big win for them as this gets an 87 wrestling, 76 crowd rating, 77 overall. Honestly, unfortunately, Helms and Kidman are sort of stuck in limbo at the moment. The tag titles are on heels. The other babyface tag teams are doing their own thing at the moment. But I have some ideas for them more near the end of the year. But for this next month or so, they may be a little bit in limbo. But regardless, London and Evans get the big win, and then they take a mic, and only a 60. That's unfortunate. As Paul London takes the mic and says, sorry, lost my train of thought here. Just realized how good it feels to be in here on top of the world with my partner Jack after everything we've been through. Because, we've been through hell. Earlier this summer, the one percenters and the rest of the Thrillers tried to take us out for good. They tried to end our careers permanently to make sure we never saw another day in the ring. But you know what? We came back. We both came back. We fought hard, and we kept going. We showed up in the Mayhem tournament, and guess what? That's done now. We got through that, but now we're here for revenge. You see, one percenters might have tried to take us out, Jack Evans says, but they didn't succeed. They just gave us a reason that we need to keep them come back stronger. And let's not forget, which is them. We've also got a problem that we got a problem with the Thrillers overall. They took a shot at us. We're still standing, and now we're ready for payback. So, next week, we want the one percenters right here on Revolution, because we're sick and tired of waiting for them. And then that's it. We're not remember. This is about tournaments or title shots. This is personal. We want the one percenters in this ring, and we want them next week. No more games. No more waiting. And we're going to prove to them they should have taken us out for good. And London Eds, so Dice and Havoc, and everybody else wants involved, bring it on. We'll be waiting for you right here next week. We're not going anywhere. Unfortunately, only a 60. Not terrible, but I think they were doing better promos in TW 2020, but it is what it is. Then we're backstage as we have European Disunion's dressing room shows up as Nico Cole with Steve Busick are there with Mayhem. And then Angel Fox comes in and says, you think I don't know what's going on? You think I don't know who's responsible for what happened to Natty? I'll tell you right now. You'll pay for that. I'm not going to let you guys slide. And he's like, accidents happen, Fraulein. I don't know why you're getting upset over something that wasn't planned. You and Natty are just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Besides, she does that for a while. There's opened doors for others to stepped up. I'm not concerned about her injury. But I guess that means there's no 6-woman tag tonight, is there? Boo. Angel Fox glares and says, I don't care about your indifference, Nikita. This isn't about Nikita's injury. It's about all of you guys doing whatever you want and then claiming, it's all for the better good. You both think this is over, just me. It's just getting started. And we see it as, it's not as dramatic as you think. You can blame us all you want. We didn't force Natty to get hurt. It's on her for being weak. Boo. And then, as we get to start out, in comes Alyssa Alexander. And she says, this whole thing with Natty, I'm not going to let it affect the plans. We had a 6-woman tag set over this week, but now, things have changed. You know what? We'll have our match after all. It's going to be me and Angel against Nikita and Messina. And he's like, I'm fine with that. A match is a match. We don't expect anything easy, Fox. Alyssa, we'll get a lesson why we're at the top of the division, and we'll continue to rule it. There we go. Tag match setup. That was the 6-woman setup place last night. Only gets a 65. Angel Fox Friday gets a 68. Alyssa Jordan gets a 60. Not bad. And again, this might be another transfer over of TW 20 to TW 9. That's when we're slightly worse at angles. And we have an interesting 6-man tag, which the announcers basically put over as Teddy Long getting frustrated at everybody getting involved and upset each other. So just throw them on a 6-man tag. So, we got Booker T, who of course had his run-ins with Keenan Sharpe and the weird thing with Trammell over the past few weeks. Matt Hardy, who's been targeting TV champion Sonny Siaki, and Tony Santarelli, who's had a little run-in with Austin Aries. Back and forth match, but eventually Matt Hardy gets the big twist of fate on Sonny Siaki in a little over 10 minutes to get the pin. Decent match, gets a 68 overall, wrestling rating of 65, crowd rating of 64, 68 overall, Santarelli gets a 50, Matt Hardy gets a 75, Booker gets a 69, Sharpe gets an 80, Siaki gets a 62, and Austin Aries gets a 57. And post-match, Matt Hardy makes belt motions as Sharpe slides away with a smirk, which gets a 75. And then we cut backstage where, I this was supposed to be Amy Weber, not Amy Love, and this makes me think I made the mistake with other interviews, so I'll go back and check that. Anyway, Amy Weber, not Amy Love, is with Ray Le Pen, and basically asked her about like beating Booker T last week, and Ray's like, let me explain something to you and to everyone listening. Last week I defeated Booker T, one of the most decorated champions in WWE history, and I did it without breaking a sweat. You see, for too long, we've been asking questions about who's worthy of holding child in this company, and let me tell you, I am that answer. Let's talk about the USA Champion. This title is meant to represent the very best this company has to offer, but who's holding it now? Shelton Benjamin, a man who may have some athletic ability, sure. When it comes to being the face of WCW, he is not it. He doesn't really like strength, intensity, or even a fraction of what it means to be a true international superstar. No, Shelton Benjamin is a man who relies on his athleticism alone, lacks a true depth and understanding what it means to be a champion. I, on the other hand, bring something no one else in the coming in, an international pedigree that speaks for itself. I am the hottest international in this business. You look at me, Shelton Benjamin, there's no comparison. I should be one with that United Championship. And Amy, asking about the fact that, Shelton did beat Ray for the championship, and Ray's like, yes, Shelton has been a joke since he won that title off me in such a lucky way. He's been avoiding a rematch of me, fighting men like Lance Storm, and now I hear about him wrestling Matt Sydal. He's avoiding the tough matches. He's a placeholder, someone who deserves to win this division, and who better than me? It's time for a real champion to take over, and I am that man. Because Shelton, you can be fast, you can jump, but when it comes to real deal, you're not in my league. So Shelton, you may think you're untouchable, but sooner or later you're going to realize that title is my property. 79, not bad, and I'm going to do a quick little return to booking screen here. Let's see here. What's the other promo? Right, Amy with Rey Jr. It is okay. Good. I just messed up on that somehow, which is interesting. Anyway, then we have some backstage madness as basically Keenan shows up to the arena. Of course, Keenan lost to Monty Brown in the main event of Mayhem. But as he comes down to basically through the backstage area, we see the Thrillers there. They notice Keenan walking towards him, and Raven walks over and mocks him. Well, look who finally showed up. Canyon, or should I say, loser Canyon, after a little performance of Mayhem. What happened there, Canyon? That you were the guy who can stop Monty Brown and said, you got your ass handed to you. And it's like, yeah, laugh it up. Okay, I lost, okay? And like, you guys have done any better way. You're just a bunch of bullies trying to pick on the easy targets. Get off your high horse, or I'll give you a reason not to laugh anymore. And, Raven's like, you can even handle Monty Brown. Guys, burn it. Then you come here acting like you got something to prove. In reality, you got nothing left. We're all talk. And now look at you, back at the bottom where you belong. And then Palumbo steps in as Cannon, clenches his fist and says, you can't even win a regular match anymore, let alone one with stakes can handle. I mean, usually you replace Canyon. You had your little run, but now it's over. Go be a nostalgia act. All right? And just what looks like they're about to be a fight, but unfortunately, Cannon's down 3-on-1. Here comes London Evans, and Lynn's like, hey, what's going on here? You got a whole group of you, got one guy. That's pretty pathetic. And Jack's like, well, I understand it with these guys. You're not invincible no matter how many of you are here. And Sean O'Hare says, oh, look what it is. High-flying duo, London Evans. You're better than us. You earned your spot here. You're nothing before you came out of the shadows to fight us, and you didn't get the job done, did you? You're almost taken out. And Jack Evans like, you think you're all high and mighty? Well, all of you are coming for you. When you do, we're going to show you who's really running this place. As tension continues, but then Kurt Angle shows up and says, Palumbo, I took you out at Mayhem. And yeah, Kane didn't win the world title, but Monty Brown's a tough son of a bitch. But if you guys want to fight, I'm ready for a fight. And shut you up for a good Palumbo. And, then there's a quick big old stare down, but Teddy Long shows up and says, Players, I'm sick and tired of this. But tonight, I'm going to set something up for next week. Next week, as Paul London and Jack Evans asked for, you'll get your match against Dyson Havoc, the 1%ers. But also, next week, we're going to match people have been waiting for months. Canyon, Chuck Palumbo, you're going one-on-one next week on Revolution. Big pop for that, as overall this gets a 76. Cadence here gets 100. Throws making fun of him gets a 72. Len Evans showing up gets 66. And Angle showing up gets an 82. And then Teddy Long showing up making the match gets a 74. Not bad. In theory, I could have gotten away just having Chuck in, but I wanted to include the other people. We have Cash versus Chavo Guerrero Jr. Cash gets a big win here on Revolution. Back and forth match. Again, I forgot to throw the storyline in here, but eventually, Cash is able to get a few cheating moves in and, get the big victory here with the money clip. I think that's his win. Yeah. Anyway, 72 wrestling rating, 71 crowd rating, 82 overall. Cash gets 65. Chavo gets a 79. Wow. Those are not as good ratings as those are much better ratings than Chavo was getting in the last game. That's interesting. Does this game just love Chavo? Okay. Anyway, Chavo gets the win, using some cheating. And then, after the match, he basically yells it into the, camera. AJ, you just saw that. You're nothing but boy. I'm coming for you and showing that spot should be mine. You're not the face that runs this place. I am. So 59, good stuff. And then we have a series of backstage segments. At first, we have Austin Aries basically talking to a random backstage woman who's actually Amy Love, who worked a pre-match show for us. And, he's like, you saw it, right? I was screwed. I was right there. I had it in the bag. And then Matt Hardy shows up in there and gets that pin out of work. Can you believe it? I'm better than all those guys. And tonight was my night, and I'm sad I left in the dust just going to hopefully screwed me over. I've been dominant for weeks now, and yet they're scared of the fastest rising cruiserweight into the business today. I'm the best. Matt Hardy's just washed up, and then Santarelli, he's just Angle's little lapdog. What's the point of even trying when the company's against you? And then Santarelli shows up with Cookie, and Santarelli's like, come on, you're just pathetic. When I'm getting screwed in reality is, you got exactly what you deserved. You lost tonight because you didn't have what it takes, man. You'll whine and moan you all you want, but at the end of the day, I was right there, and you were the one who couldn't hang. And he's like, oh, look, you're the expert on how to win. Make sure focus less on being Angle's lackey and more on your own career. You're the one who could constantly play in second fiddle. Even when you were in a more successful tag team, not a lot of Jim Tan wrestling going on today. Everyone knows it, everyone sees it. The reality is you're just here to take orders and that's it. And Cookie stuff says, oh, that's rich. Maybe instead of running your mouth, you should try harder. Actually earning your way instead of relying on excuses. And there's a stare down. Then we cut to, and that gets a 35, which is not great, but it is what it is. We cut to Booker T, and Booker's like talking to his wife, and Booker's like, Charmel, that was great. I feel like I'm back to the old Booker. Booker T that would step in the ring, take care of business like nobody else. I've run with Keenan Sharpe the last few weeks. I'm thinking I need to put an end to this. And Charmel's like, look, I know you're frustrated, but baby, you gotta be careful. Sharpe's been thrown on your side. I can't let frustration cloud your judgment. Maybe it's time to set your sets on something else, something bigger. What about Shelton and the U.S. title? And Booker's like, what do you mean U.S. title? You want me to challenge Shelton? Like, he was my tag team partner, baby. I'm proud of him. I don't want to take the belt off him. I want to go after Sharpe. He's talented and that belt's nice, but that's what I'm after lately. Look, Booker, you've always been the best. 6-time world champion, right? Right now, you've proven yourself, and it's time to get back in the championship race. Keenan Sharpe doesn't matter. He's old news. You need to move on to new news. And Booker is still confused as they walk away, and that gets a 62. And then we're in the back as Matt is, backstage on the phone, pacing back and forth. And Matt's like, yeah, I got it. I took her to Siaki tonight. I pinned him clean. He didn't see it coming. You should have seen the look on his face while dropping a twist of fate. That felt good. Felt like a step in the right direction. And then as Matt continues to talk, Sonny Siaki's walking the frame, and boom, hit nails him with the TV title. And, Siaki is swinging the belt at Hardy's back and says, you think you better Sonny Siaki, Hardy? You're going to pay for embarrassing Sonny Siaki. You don't get to walk around here like that, embarrassing Sonny Siaki. Matt Hardy tries to fight back. Siaki nails him in, hit him in the ribs. You don't get to respect Sonny Siaki like that. You're nothing. I'm going to remind you of that. So there we go. 59, moving some angles further. 54 overall. Could have been better, but again, we're building things back up here on this new game. And then we have the tag team match as European Disunion of Nikita Colt and Mysti Music, the original article, get the win over Alyssa Alexander and Angel Fox when Colt pins Alexander with the icebreaker, falling to an interference from Molly Mayhem. This gets us 87 overall, Jesus Christ. Wrestling rating of 76, crowd rating of 66, saving rating of 87. Angel gets an 80, Alexander gets a 63, Music gets a 71, and Nikita Colt gets a 91. Good stuff. And post-match, the heel celebrate to a 75. And then we're backstage with Amy Weber, who's with with Rey Jr. And, Amy asked her about the win. Um, and, Ray's like, that was a big one. That was a big one for me. To remind everybody who last few months, I've been off of my own thing. The tag titles were great with Matt, and it showed, and it was great being in big matches like that. But I've been through a lot, and I've had a lot of things on my plate. But you know what? You know what I think about every single night? The world title. Last year, I proved every single doubter wrong of me, and guys like me. I got in the ring, and I won the world championship. But 1 month later, it was all gone. And then people all around the world in the wrestling business and out of it called it a fluke. But that 1 month isn't going to define me. I'm not satisfied with just a taste. I can defend that title as long as I wanted. I can ensure the world that Mysti holds the ground against the biggest names business. See, I'm a former world champion. I'm ready to show my title reign was a fluke. I fought through the toughest battles, and now, Monty Brown, I'm challenging you. And Ray's like, I know Monty's busy over Nitro, and I know he's got his own business to take care of. That's what being a world champion is all about. You don't get to pick and choose your battle. You have to face multiple challenges. Right now, I'm a challenge. You have to face Monty. And I already hear it that I don't have a chance about somebody like Monty Brown. I don't have a chance with somebody who's the alpha male. You know what? I faced giants before. I faced men bigger than me. I've beaten men bigger than me. Monty, you're a tough guy, but so am I. I'm not backing down. I'm not going to sit here and be overlooked again. So Monty, sooner or later, it's going to be me and you against that ring. And you're not going to be the baddest man on the planet. And your pounces and me the king of the jungle. But you're going to face a man who never says die. And who has shocked the world before. So, what do you say? Are you ready to face me? Or are you hiding behind the fact that you're the biggest guy in the room? Because I'm ready. Are you? Decent promo, 71. What really hurt it? Poor gimmick, which I'll go and fix, I guess. Then we have our Nitro recap. Of course, we're getting on the big tag match. Then we have the Thrillers leaving the arena to their bikes, and we have here Palumbo telling Jim Draco, Hair, Dice, and Havoc, what the plan is for next week as this gets to 64 as just a short 2-minute segment. We get 2 quick pre-main event hype segments as we see Heyman hyping up Frye. He does some MMA stuff, getting 67. And then we have Judas Mesias kneeling out the Ultra, getting 72. And this gets a 70. Then we got our main event, which gets a 79. Okay. Mesias and Frye don't seem to click, which, I'll be honest, that's fair. That's actually correct game. And about that great heat and decent wrestling, Judas Mesias pins Don Frye in 13 minutes with the Crucifix Powerbomb in the No Holds Barred match. 66, 80, 79, so that makes sense. Judas gets 73, Don Frye gets a 59. Don Frye was also off his game, probably not happy about jobbing. Yeah. So, but then, post-match, we get to the real fun. As basically, Don Frye's down, and then Judas Mesias sees Paul Heyman is still there. Heyman tries to get away, but Heyman grabs him by the neck. And, he looks like he's about to put a choke slam. When we get a cavalcade of WCW officials running down, Teddy Long, Dusty Rhodes, Johnny Ace, even Dean Malenko, and, they sort of, force Judas Mesias off him. And, as, Mesias, backs away, Teddy Long gets yelled at Paul Heyman, saying, he has no control over his show, that this is all his fault, that, he should have, gotten rid of this monster. Long turns back and says, Playa, you got involved in this, you sent him after Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam, you could have ended this when Van Dam got injured. When I said you hired Frye, this is all on you, buddy. And, we end the show with Long and Heyman arguing as Mesias is at the top of the ramp. And that gets us a 79. Okay, so that Mesias can kill Heyman, got a 79. Fiddle Stop Heyman, got a 73. Him yelling at Long, you think he's tall, got a 76. And overall, this gets us an 80. Okay, good stuff. Worse show than the Revolution, or Nitro, but is what it is. 1.5 million. More popular in New Zealand and Canada. And there we go. So yeah, I think, most of that was just dealing with, I think there's people on there who I was pushing harder because they were doing better in TW 2020. I think especially, the women in angles were doing a lot better. And, London and Evans, I think, were doing decent in angles at this point. Or I might be crossing over how they're doing with how Poland is doing over in Matsuto's WWE save. But regardless, we'll see how this all does. Hey, it's Bobby Fish. He's Bobby Fish. Okay, Revolution. Let's see here. Any news? Revolution. Shut up. Okay. Is what that is. Chiri. Oof. I'm gonna be honest. If he gets 3 years, like, I don't want Chiri for 3 more years. Like, you know. Guess what? I actually have planned for Yummy, so, well, or wait, do I? No, I don't. Yeah, Revolution got, yeah, million. I don't know about that. Again, I might have to adjust the sizes or something, regardless. So, quick little storyline check. So, Against the Darkness is very hot. The tag title feud is hot. Captivating Nitros is hot. The triple threat match is a little cold. Lack of Respects at extremely hot. Mysti and Mavericks at hot. One Spot, Two Men's at very hot. Respect Needs to Be Earned is at extremely hot. Tension is at hot. The New Chosen's at a little cold. Aries Santarelli's at cold. Enlightenment's at a little cold. Expanding Horizons is very hot. Legendaries at very hot. Matt Wants a Belt is at a little cold. Mercenary Moves is at a hot. And Now to Social Call is at a cold. And Thrilling Angle is at very hot. And then US Title Mess is very hot. So there you go. Good stuff. And then if we look at the rest of the wrestling world, as is tradition, SmackDown has Fall K and Lana defeating John Morrison. Jackie Gayden and Taylor Matheny defeat Jamie Keys and Beth Phoenix in a 68. Farouk, Brock Lesnar, and Scott Steiner, three tough guys defeating Shannon Ballard and the Outcasts in an 85. Big Show squashing Christian Incredible. Christian defeating Rikishi. Chris Benoit and The Undertaker defeating Justice and Billy Gunn. And Shawn Michaels in his SmackDown, not debut, but return, defeating Albert in the main event. So there you go. Good stuff. They got a 90. If we look at our DevFed, they had a weekly show. Sarah Del Rey defeated Catherine Mendoza by DQ. Amazing Con and Michelle McCool defeat Carly Chambers and Annette Blanning, and Ashley Lane and Tracy Taylor in 51. And Josie Millie Hosaka and Madison Claire defeat Regina Biggers, Porsche President, and Madison Eagles in a 63. And then NWA Wildside, I think I said 2 shows. No, it's a TV show. Paul Burchill defeated Elijah Burke. Sex and Non-Convenience defeat Stallions and Major between the Wildside tag titles. Danielson is getting 56s, so yeah. And then Wildside Anniversary Show, Elijah Burke, Onyx, and Tony Jones defeat Brian Danielson, Matt Morgan, and Rally Dore by countout. So yeah, Danielson is almost there. Onyx is not somebody we have. Gigi Burke defeat Brett Major by countout. John Feast defeat Andre Baker. Kurt Solon defeat Hotshot Fernandez and Lance Hoyt in a battle with some three big guys. And Jason Cross defeat Lazarus and Tony Sexton in a 70. Then Weekly House Show, nothing really of note. If we go over to HWA, Master defeated Ray Steele, Thrasher defeated The Miz, Billy Baxter defeated Silas Young, Darren Corbin defeated Chris Mordesky, Barry Radner defeated Truth Markettini. And then if we look at OVW, BJ Whitmer defeated Jake Christ, Riptide defeated AJ Sparks, Daniel Pewter defeated Joey Ryan, in a battle of 2 terrible people. And Wiki Loop, Sean Casey, and Evelyn. Battle of 2 Regions got a 51, so that's interesting. But yeah, then if we look at the rest of the wrestling world, so we just look at some results. So was there any other big shows? Oh yeah. As a quick little look, Impact is getting $200,000 in their late night thing, and made it with Perry Saturn and Beth Photo Jason Vex and Carson Sin, along with Nowinski, Triple H, and Apollo defeating Shiver, Hurricane Ramirez, and Amazing Red. Let's see here. No other real big shows, if I remember right. 01 had a big. Oh right, I already showed you that, guys. So yeah. There we go. Again, it'll be a process getting everything set up, but again, I'll have the downloads for the data below. I'll actually probably do a little bit of last minute editing for the stuff I didn't realize. But yeah, that's about it. If you enjoyed this, go and give it a like. Comment below what you're liking and not liking. It's my channel for this series, and I will be starting a new Cornell series, most likely the Pittsburgh Steel Wrestling series. I just sort of realized I was just trying to make Pittsburgh Steel Wrestling into my own thing, and even though and not like a long-term slow way, but just like I'm hiring all these guys and just pushing them, which makes, if that was a story, but it was supposed to be a little bit more complicated, but regardless, it is what it is. It's over now. But there will be a new series. It'll be Cornellverse, and it'll be another twist and something interesting that most people I don't think would do. But that's all for now, so talk to you later, and adios. Have a good one.